Hello everyone, welcome back to Spectrum classes. In this video, we are going to discuss about the electric current and the terminology used in the electric current. Because this topic to cover is very essential because many of the students again and again saying that we are unable to understand the electrochemistry fully. So I thought I should make a video on the basics of electric current. Thereafter, we will move to the core of our electrochemistry subject. So here in this video, we are going to discuss what is called charge, current, electricity, their units, direction of current, type of currents, primary and secondary cells, electric circuits and their components, potential difference, electrical resistance, Ohm's law, etc. So first we will start with the charge, current and electricity. Are they same or they different? Please pause the video and mark your answers in the description box so that I can understand how many of you know this terminology, right? So let's start with the charge and the current or the electricity. Fine. So let's start with the video. So first we will start with the charge. It is represented by small q in some of the decks and it is used with capital Q in some of the decks. So here in this video I am just going to use in capital Q, right? So what is called charge? Charge is the fundamental property of matter. It is conventionally designated by positive and negative signs. So first I will discuss that positive and negative signs are repulsive to each other. Here I am just going to show you a small animation. These are positive charges which repel each other and negative charges repel each other. However, opposite charges plus and minus or minus and plus are always attractive and they attract towards each other. So how we are going to understand how this plus and minus comes, that we are coming to the fact just after this definition. Electric charge is quantized. It means the object can only have integer multiple of certain value of charge. Here you can see this Q is equal to N into E, where N is the integer number, E is the charge on the electron. Here I have shown here the magnitude of the charge of an electron, that is E, is roughly about 1.602 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. Here C stands for coulombs. This is the unit of the charge. And how this plus minus develops, here you can understand. Suppose this is the metallic plate, and as we know that in metallic bonds we are having positive kernels inside the electron C. So I'm not going to discuss in detail, that is the metallic bonding, but here I'm just going to show if electron is moving outside this conductor, then this conductor gains positive charge. So here this is electron and this is having negative charge, and after removing one negative charge the metallic plate acquires one positive charge. Similarly, if we remove more number of electrons, then we will get, or the metallic plate acquires more positive charge, right? So that is why it is quantized, as well as it is the integer multiple of charge. Now we are coming to the next definition, what is called current. In previous slide we have discussed charge. Here we are coming on the current oblique electricity. Are they same or they different? So here you can understand this with the simple analogy. Suppose we are having this river, and in this river this log of wood is moving in the direction of the current of water, right? So this is the current of water. Similarly, this current of electricity, rather than current or electricity, this is the current of electricity. So this is very important and interesting. Now what is the direction of current? Suppose this is the piece of metal, and in this piece of metal electrons are moving from left to right. Here you can see, then the direction of the current will be in the positive direction, or it is opposite to the movement of electrons, as you can see here. So this is the direction of current. Now here we are talking about the direction of current, and in the slide I will ask you about this fact. So here this current is the rate of flow of positive charge. Here you can understand it with this example. So here this is negative terminal, this is positive terminal of a cell, and in negative direction we are having flow of electrons. Here you can see with the help of these arrows. And what will be the direction of current? That will be opposite to this, right? Now you can understand this definition of current by this formula, that electric current, which is represented by I, is equal to electric charge divided by time. So here is the electric charge which we have discussed in the previous slide, which is equal to N into E divided by T. So here you can also understand it with this formula, I is equal to Q upon T, and the units are I is equal to ampere, Q is in coulombs, T is in seconds, right? Now coming to the definition. So this is all we have discussed in the previous slide. So if I replace this Q by the N into E, then the current I will be equal to N into E upon T. And the interesting fact is this, current is a scalar quantity. So this is very interesting. Now coming back, if we are saying that the direction of current is opposite to the electron, then how we are going to say that current is a scalar quantity? Because here I am just going to give you, because it is not following the rules of vectors. Right, suppose this is a vector which is of having length 3 and this is the vector which is having length 4, then the resultant vector must have the length 5. But here in this case it will have 7 amperes, right? So this is not following the rule of these vectors. Therefore we say current is a scalar quantity. However, current density is a vector quantity. Now coming to the next point, which is very interesting and very important. So here the units of current and how does we can relate the number of electrons with the amperes, right? So this is very interesting. The SI unit of current is coulombs per second, that is amperes. So how we can understand this ampere? 1 ampere is the current that is produced in a conductor when 1 coulomb of charge flows through its cross section area in 1 second. So 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulombs per second. So here we are having N into E. So here our coulomb is equal to N into E. And the charge on number of electrons, we are saying how many electrons are there. So number of electrons 1.602 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. So 1 coulomb is and number of electrons in 1 coulomb will be equal to 1 upon 1.602 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. It means we are getting this much of number of electrons. So 1 ampere is equal to this many electrons, movement of this many electrons or flow of this many electrons per second. So this is, I find it very important and interesting, right? Now coming to the next point, types of current. So types of currents are, this current is of two types. One is AC current and the other one is DC current. So AC current is shown by this sine wave and DC current is shown by this direct current, right? And while we are drawing the circuits, we usually simply write down in this manner, AC current. Now coming to the next point, flow of current between two conductors. So this is very interesting again. Suppose this is a metallic conductor, and this metallic conductor, if it is efficient in electrons, then we are going to show it by this. If it is neutral, then I show it by this. And if it is deficient of electrons, means electrons are less in this metallic conductor, then I have shown it or drawn it by this, right? So this is very interesting. So this is the metallic plate here, and through this metallic plate, if electrons are moved away, then it is positive, it becomes positively charged. So that is why here I have shown three different examples. If this conductor A is in contact with B, if these two are connected with a metallic wire, this is metallic wire, right? then what is going to be happen in this case? Electrons are moving in this direction. Similarly, here I am just going to show the direction of electrons here. Direction of electron is this. If we are having this neutral metallic plate and this is electron deficient metallic conductor, then the movement of electrons will be again in the same direction, right? Again in the same direction, from neutral to positive, because it is electron deficient. If we are having negative metallic conductor is in vicinity with the positive metallic conductor, then again the same direction will be of flow of electrons. So here is the flow of electron in this direction if these two conductors are connected with the metallic wire. Fine. Now what will be the direction of current? So current will flow from this positive end to negative end, right? So this is the direction of current. This is very, very important. Here most of the students get confused. So before saying that this is the direction of current, as we discussed earlier, yes, we know this positive to negative or opposite to the electron flow, the direction of current. But before that, I am just going to tell you few examples. Suppose here I am having two containers, one is with hot water and the other one is with cold water. So if these two are connected through this pipe, then the flow of heat is from left to right or hot to cold. So this is hot, high temperature to low temperature. If we are having same amount of gas filled in two balloons, so it has less volume and it has high volume. The purple one is having high volume, but this pink one is having less volume. It means it has high pressure, right? So this has high pressure and this has low pressure. So the gas will move from high pressure to low pressure, fine? Now the third example, if I am having two water tanks, one is having more height than the other one, then in which direction the water will flow? So water will flow from high height to low height, fine? Okay. So if we are talking about movement of current, then this movement of current is again from high potential to low potential. So if we are saying this positively charged metallic part or metallic conductor is at high potential and this negatively charged metallic conductor is at low potential, therefore the current is moving from high potential to the low potential. This is the direction of the conventional current. You can relate this with another analogy. If I am saying this is at negative potential and this is at positive potential, so positive numbers are always greater than the negative numbers. That is again you can relate with that this is at high potential as compared to this negative one. So this is how one can understand which part is at high potential. Now coming to the flow of electric current in the electrolyte solution. So here I have just drawn one cell and here is the metallic part. So in the metallic part, electrons are moving inside this metallic plate. As I told you earlier that in metallic bonds electrons C are there and in which positive kernels are embedded. So electrons are moving from one end to another end. But here in this, and no transfer of material, right? But here in this case, in the electrolyte solution, so first I am just telling you what is called electrolyte. Electrolyte, suppose I am having NaCl. So this is in solid state. In solid state it is having cubical structure and at the corners we are having plus and minus sign, like negative and positive charges or sodium plus and Cl minus, right, are embedded. But if it is fused or it is melted, then these are free to move. In that case, so those solution or those compounds which in molten state or in solution state, if I dissolved some of the NaCl in water, then this NaCl fragments into its ions, that is Na plus and Cl minus. Fine. So such type of solutions of salts, acids, base which dissociates on solution or in molten state they can conduct electricity are termed as electrolytes. Electrolytes are of two types. One is strong electrolytes and the other one is weak electrolytes. So strong electrolytes are dissociated completely and these dissociated partially, and there is a degree of dissociation alpha, right? So here this is the solution of an electrolyte. Apart from this, I am also just bring to your notice that this is the battery. If number of cells, this is one cell, this is another cell and this is another cell. If number of cells are in series connected with each other, then these are called battery, right? So this is the battery. If this metal, here is the metal rod, this is again a metal rod, and these metal rods are known as electrodes, and these electrodes are connected with the positive and negative terminal of the battery. So the metal rod which is connected with the positive terminal of the battery is termed as anode, and which is connected with the negative terminal of the battery is termed as cathode. So the direction of flow of electron is from minus side. This is the minus side, right? This is the whole circuit, right? So here is the direction of flow of electrons, and opposite to this is the direction of flow of current from plus to minus, high potential to low potential, right? So here in this case we are having these ions of electrolytes. On passing the current, these electrolytes, ions of electrolytes, move towards the positive and negative ends opposite to them. So here you can see these negatives are moved towards the positive end and these positive cations are moved towards the negative or cathode. And here in this case transfer of material takes place. However, in case of metal this is not the case, right? So this is how these positive and negative charges conduct the electricity or facilitate the conduction of electricity. Whereas in case of metals only electrons are there which moves towards one end to another end and they carry the current. They are the current carriers. I hope you understand these many points, and in the next video we are just going to discuss the potential and potential difference. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. Thank you all. Thanks for watching.